And in our today's video, we are going to be looking at some of the strategies and some of the ways that you can actually use in order to raise capital. Because the major challenge that every entrepreneur faces, especially in every level of business, is that you always need capital, whether you're starting up your business, whether you have started your business but you want it to be established, whether you want to expand your business, or you simply want to increase the size of the business, or you need to increase your operations or expand geographically. Depending on your needs, uh, you might use one of the 5 different ways that you can actually raise capital in your business as a rookie entrepreneur. So this video is for startup entrepreneurs, rookie entrepreneurs, and established entrepreneurs who are looking to take their business to the next level. Therefore, stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below so that you may receive more value from our content. My name is Simon Mwaneki and I am going to be your host of today. So let's dive right into the subject of today. So in our previous video, we looked at the different types of capital and the different forms of capital. We looked at the importance of structuring a business, because rarely will you be able to raise capital if you don't have a structured business. And we looked at what are some of the things that you need to be aware of before you actually venture into the journey of entrepreneurship. So who is a rookie entrepreneur? A rookie entrepreneur is somebody who is just starting the journey of entrepreneurship. This is somebody who was either employed and has been actually having that passion of entrepreneurship. Therefore, you have decided to go ahead and now venture into the world of business. You might have just been one of those people who just finished high school or just finished their graduate degree or their postgraduate masters, and you're looking to establish your business. Therefore, this is also a video for you. And so all of you are under one category. You're under rookie entrepreneur. Basically, a rookie entrepreneur hajuangi vitu mingi kuhusu biashara, and that is the major problem we have in Africa, that 70% of entrepreneurs who are venturing into entrepreneurship are rookie entrepreneurs. And that's why the 70% always fails within a period of 1 to 3 years. Then sasa kuna hiyo 30%. Kwa hiyo 30% kuna 20% wenye sasa, those are the entrepreneurs who have at least established themselves, their financial education is well, their businesses are established, they have raised some form of capital, one or the other, and now they are looking to go to the next level of their business. And then we have the expert entrepreneurs. In order to raise capital in your business, you need to be able to, first of all, identify what stage your business in. What stage is your business in? And there are usually different stages. For those who are wondering what are the different stages, it's either you're in pre-seed. Pre-seed simply implies you have your idea, you want to test it out in the market. So, and a very good example is you have thought of opening a hotel franchise, you have thought of opening a cafe, you have maybe thought of starting a mtumba business, ama umeamua kuanzisha kampuni ya kupata tenda kutoka kwa government. Despite of the business that you are in, you need to be aware of the stage. So if you are just ideating, you have the idea, maybe you have written down your business plan somewhere, you have roughly figured out the few things, you have done your research, then that is the pre-seed. And for pre-seed, simply, basically what it means is that somebody is going to come and invest in your idea without actually testing out the idea whether it's working or it's not working. That's the first stage. And then we go to the second stage, which is the seed stage. Seed stage ni kumaanisha unapanda mbegu. Pre-seed ni before upande mbegu. So uko na idea, you are looking for some capital so that you can test out the idea, uone kama inafanya kazi. During the seed stage, hiyo ni kumaanisha biashara yako imepanda mbegu. By kupanda mbegu ni kumaanisha you have established your business, you have a business plan, maybe you have figured out your mission, you have figured out your business objectives, your goals. Biashara imerun maybe between 1 to 6 months, or between 1 month to 12 months. You have had some traction, umeingiza do, you're making some revenue. Maybe you're looking to hire your first 1 or 2 employees, and you have established most of the things that you need in order to ensure that your business runs. And you also have what we call a minimum a minimal viable product. Yani unaweza kuja onyesha mtu hii ndio product yangu, if it is a brand, if it is a company, if it is a service, if you're in manufacturing, it doesn't matter what product or service you're selling it. The point is you can be able actually to bring in an investor na mwambia, by the way, this is my business, minimum mboga, niko na branch fulani, nimekuwa nikiuza maybe gunia 6 za sukuma, nimekuwa nikiingiza 10 to 20,000. If you fund me with, let's say, 50,000, I might be able to scale my business to the next level. Inaweza kuwa grocery kubwa, nataka nianze kusupply maybe food plus zucchini, nataka nianze kusupply vitu zangu Naivas and so on and so forth. So basically wewe umeshajiestablish, umetest biashara yako, unaona inafanya kazi. Hiyo ndio seed. And then sasa from there now we have different stages of seed funding. Usually kuna from series A, B, C, D, E, F. So F is usually where people are exiting. Series A, sasa wewe you have established your business, you have some few employees, you're looking to expand your business maybe regionally. Series B, you're looking to expand your business geographically. Series C, you're looking to expand your business maybe continental wise or outside the borders of the continent. And then sasa series D and E, that's when you're looking to go maybe you're looking to go for an IPO, you want to invite in venture capital investors and so on and so forth, which you're going to be looking at in the next few minutes. So now that you are aware of the different stages, these stages will determine where to raise your capital from, because there are different sources where you can actually raise your capital. And source number one is the simplest, crowdfunding. And what is crowdfunding? Basically, crowdfunding, these are platforms online where you can go actually and register your idea. For example, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, ni mingi sana, but the major ones naweza sema Indiegogo, Kickstarter, na pia GoFundMe. It's also among the crowdfunding sources. So for crowdfunding, what you do, you simply go and pitch your idea to everybody in the whole world. So usually these platforms have accredited investors, they have other entrepreneurs, they have co-founders, and you go and actually post your idea hapo hivyo. Ukishai publish, then somebody who is interested, depending on the amount you have asked and the stage that you are in, then somebody can always get in touch with you and invest in your business. Hawa ni kama kusema watu wa charity. Mtu anataka tu akusaidie at least so that you may be able to accomplish your dream. So if you don't have relatives who are supportive, if you do not have enough capital, which I always insist, you have to invest in your business before somebody else invests in it. Kama huwezi weka pesa yako kwa biashara yako, nani atakubali kuweka pesa yake kwa biashara yake? Juu kama unaogopa kupoteza yako, nani ataweka yake umpoteze pesa yake? You need to have confidence in your ideas. So if you have confidence in your ideas and you have literally few options, uko na internet, you have a laptop, and I expect if you're watching this video, you are set to go with this kind of funding, then crowdfunding is for you. People are going to go out there and they are going to fund your project, and there are projects that have been funded. For a very good example is the likes of Akina Facebook, and the likes of Akina, there is this Beehive company yenye ilifundiwa bado na crowdfunding. There are so many businesses, especially in the Western countries, that have actually been funded through crowdfunding. And there are also some few notable businesses in Africa zenye zimefundiwa through crowdfunding. It's not easy, but it's possible. So that's the number one way. The number two is simply angel investors. And who is an angel investor? An angel investor is a high net worth individual. Hawa watu mnasemanga yeye huyu ni tajiri, yeye umeona mtu fulani ni tajiri, ako na maybe an established business ama kona some investments. So these are actually people you can go and pitch your idea to, and if they are interested because they have liquidity, they have money that they can be able to go out there and risk, then they can always get into your business and become part of the business. Now uzuri wa angel investor, anaitwa angel, yani ni malaika, amekuja kukusaidia, kukuokoa. Yani wewe umeomba na Mungu akakutumia, literally malaika mwenyewe amekuja sasa in form of a human being, amekuja amesema, unajua nini? Leo the bailout community mazee, I'm going to simply bail you out. I know your problem is capital, and so I'm going to help you out. You know, usually they put in the money. and then some few assistant, maybe kama ni mtu ako deeply invested in the idea, yeah, anaweza kupatia some little bit of mentorship skills, you know, valuable connections, expertise, influence, you know, they, yani an angel investor anakujanga with his own bucket of advantages, because these people have usually been in the industry for long. They have actually gone through the journey of entrepreneurship. They have established some businesses that are actually credible, they're running well. So they simply come in and put in their influence, they put in their expertise, they put in their connection, and they also put in their value as part of your business. In fact, your business is more credible ikiwa na angel investor kuliko ukiwa wewe peke yake ndio umeinvest. Those are actually some of the things that attract the other different types of investors to come in and also become part of your business. So ukiwa umeangukia angel investor, if you have had one angel investor, good for you. You can look for another. You're not limited to one angel investor. You can go for as much as 10, 20, depending with how good your sales skills and your pitching is. You can be able to gain quite several angel investors. And I think wale watu wenye wanaelewanga angel investor inamaanisha nini ni politicians, because we simply have people who have goodwill to come and support these people so that they can see them achieve their ambition. Entrepreneurs unapata, hakuna kitu iwezekani. Angel investor utampata, wako wamekuja kila mahali, matajiri wako kila mahali. The only difference is the way you approach them, the value that you take to them or you offer them. If it is credible enough, they are totally going to come and support your idea. Third way of raising capital, because the first way nimewambia ni crowdfunding, the second way ni, and we also have angel investor sites. We have AngelList. There are so many angel investor sites. If you just go online and research angel investors in Africa or angel investors in all over the world, ni wengi sana, wamejaa kila mahali. You just need to go and do your research, and here at the Bailout Mindset we encourage you. If you do not do your research, how are you going to elevate yourself beyond the poverty line if you can't do enough research to get out of the other side of the poverty line? You know, so you need to go and do your research, and you're going to get these sources that can actually help you out there if you're a young entrepreneur or if you're just looking to expand your business. So the third form of raising capital ni yenye nawambianga the simplest or the most, it's not the most difficult, because you don't need to have a lot of things in order to qualify for this form of raising capital, or for this type of raising capital. And this strategy inaitwa simply going on and using what we call SME loans. So by SME loans, it simply means that they look at two criteria. First, your business has to be established at least for a minimum of 2 years. You need to have a good credit score. You need to have your financial statements at hand. You need to have your business plan, and at least you need to have a running business. At least hata kama sio profitable sana, at least ikuwe na some good revenue. And I believe by the time ufike hapo, like, your business is not doing that bad. So with this form of raising capital, you can approach banks, SACCOs. We have youth funds zinaweza pia, they also offer SME loans. Most financial institutions really offer SME loans, microfinances, and private lenders pia. That is another way of raising capital. When it comes to SME loans, you have to be, and that's why we said in our previous video that for you to make sure that your business at least survives the first 999 days, 6 months hauta qualify any SME loan. Mtu yeye atakudanganya, maybe uende kwa loan shark or private lenders, and their interests are very very high. And when you're going for SME loans, always make sure you look at the most important thing, ni interest yenye unalipa nayo. If it is above 18% or 20%, I'm telling you my friend, that is simply bad debt, because that is an interest yenye kulipa itakuwa ngumu. But if it is below 14%, that's good to go. Despite the fact that most financial institutions consider startups as a high risk venture, so usually the interest rates are going to be high, but it depends with the criteria of your business and how urgently you need the money in order to take you to the next level. Because yeah, in entrepreneurship, everything is all about risking, and most importantly, it's all about making wise investment decisions. If you invest your money in assets, well, you're going to cover those liabilities. For example, debt. And that's where in our previous video we mentioned about working capital. You really need to make sure that you understand your working capital. Usiende kuchukua loan ikuwe working capital na ndio umeanzisha biashara. Tafadhali, don't start a business with debt. First, start a business with a different means of funding before you consider debt. Debt should be an option whereby your business actually has some form of establishment and it has some form of traction. So that is all about SME loans as a form of raising capital. And the fourth strategy of raising capital, where this is simply through business incubators and accelerators. So what is a business incubator and an accelerator? These are organizations that are simply there to help young entrepreneurs establish and see their dreams come to life. So they usually offer things like mentorship, they usually offer a workspace, they usually offer resources, they usually offer networking opportunities also with angel investors. Yani wanakufungulia milango sababu wamejua wewe ni kurutu. And as I mentioned, this is a video for rookie entrepreneurs. Wewe hujui kitu, umekuja unajaribu kuanzisha biashara. And options ni mbili hapa. You either start a business and you fail, you get depressed and you hate entrepreneurship, or you increase your financial education, you learn how to do these things and you become a successful entrepreneur. Hakuna loophole hapa. So when it comes to business incubators, there are plenty. We have the Nairobi Garage, we have the likes of iHub, we have iLab Africa, we have the Tony Melo Foundation, we have the Antler Accelerator. Now, the difference between an incubator and an accelerator, incubator is for businesses that are just starting. Yani wewe, ile level yenye uko pale kwa pre-seed. You simply have an idea and you want to establish it, you want to structure it and turn it into a business, because an idea is not the same as a business. A business is something with structure, systems, employees, and so on and so forth. Idea ni idea too, and everybody has $1 million or $1 billion idea. The only difference is in the way you execute your idea. Hapo ndio kuna kwanga na tofauti, and that's where one idea becomes a money making idea and another idea simply stays as a worthless idea. So as a matter of fact, every idea is worthless if you have not yet executed the idea. So ikifika kwa incubators, they're not looking for successful businesses. Incubators, they're just looking for people, entrepreneurs who are really ambitious. They have ideas that are going on, but you don't have the necessary skills and the knowledge that you need in order to run this business. So wale wanakunacha, wanakusaidia, and eventually at the end of the program, they usually introduce you to investors, they usually introduce you to other funding opportunities. And a very good example that I can give to an incubator is we ourselves, the Bailout Mindset Accelerator and the Bailout Mindset Incubation Program, where we incubate different businesses so that we can actually enable them to scale beyond the poverty line. Because the only reason why you are venturing into business, apart from making money, is to sustain yourself and improve your standards of living. And to us, that is simply one thing. That is simply a bailout. And we're here to bail you out with the best advice that will actually help you become rich. Not today or tomorrow, but we expect you to become rich someday in the near future. So what about accelerators? Now, the difference between an incubator and an accelerator, accelerators are there to accelerate a business. It means you have an idea, you have a minimum viable product, you have been working on your idea, let's say for 6 months, vile watu wanasemanga, like that's the time to have your business established, or maybe an year. And so they want now to accelerate you to the next level. You have customers, you have revenue. Yani criteria ya accelerator ni almost the same creator na ya SME. The only difference between accelerators is that they usually want to be part of the business. They are just not going to accelerate your business without any strings attached. Usually there is a form of string. They might not request control in your business, but they will request to be part of your business. So that means if you have ownership of 100%, you might end up splitting 25% to them, and then you remain with the 75%. So that's all about accelerators. And we have many accelerators, as I mentioned. We have Antlers, we have the Nairobi Business Garage, we have the iHub, the iLab, and so many other different accelerators that are in different regions. Actually, niko sure kila county, one or another, it has a form of accelerator program. So the beauty about accelerator programs is that you really get a deep dive, and usually you get a mentor attached to you who is in the same industry mwenye atakuguide through until the point whereby your business is now fully established and is looking to expand regionally. So that is all about accelerators and incubators as a form or as a strategy of raising capital. Now, the criteria for you to be accelerated by an accelerator is simply for you to have an established business. If you don't have an established business, kindly do not go to an accelerator program. They are simply going to disappoint you. And now the fifth strategy of raising capital. Na ukifika kwa the fifth strategy of raising capital, you're now an established entrepreneur. You're no longer a rookie entrepreneur, you're no longer a startup entrepreneur. Wewe, your financial IQ iko kwa level 4 because we have different levels of financial IQ. So where financial IQ iko on a different level. It comes to venture capitalists. Now, who is a venture capitalist? Now, a venture capitalist, this is a group of different investors who have pooled their resources together in order to invest in strategic businesses. Hawa ni wale watu hawana mchezo. Hawa ni watu wako na pesa yao, wanatafuta tu biashara yenye itawarudishia faida. They are ready to invest in any business and they are only in it for the money. They are not there to mentor you, they are not there to guide you. They are there to simply make money. And I'm telling you, if you get money from a VC and you mess up, they can liquidate your company, they can sell it, they can merge it with another company. At the end of the day, wao kitu muhimu kwao ni wasipoteze pesa. So they are no emotional attached. They are not like angel. You know, with an angel investor, huyu hata anaweza kuwa ni rafiki yako, anaweza kuwa ni anko yako tajiri, anaweza kuwa ni mtu anakujua, yani anaweza kuhurumia kidogo. Ndio maana ameitwa malaika. Lakini ikifika kwa VC hataki mchezo, and they only deal with rock solid businesses. Yani you either have a few branches, like we are talking about 3 to 4 branches. You have a big business, the revenues are above 1 million Kenya shillings, or at least $9,000, $10,000 if you are in Kenya or in East Africa. That might be one of the criteria. Some might even demand to invest only in businesses that are making from $20,000 or even $50,000. Like wale haweki pesa ndogo. And they look for businesses that really need money. If you're looking for 100,000, sijui 200,000, there are people who you cannot pitch to small ideas. Yani hao ni watu, you go with the big ideas. You go, unaenda pale ukijua ubahatishi. Hawa ni wale wenye wana invest kwa project kama M-Shwari, sijui Safaricom. Wana invest kwa kampuni kama akina Rubis, wana invest kwa, yani they invest in big businesses and they put in big money pale hivi. And these are the people who now take you to the next level. If you are looking to go public, then a venture capitalist is one of the best people to go out there and look your capital from. Why is that so? Because before you even go, by the way, and consider raising capital from a VC, as I mentioned, you have to have, sijasema established, you know, an established business bado inang'ang'ana kidogo. Rock solid business, your business plan is there, it has been executed either halfly or even 3/4 of the business plan has been executed. You have a pitch deck, you have good leadership skills, you have employees, and you're looking for the big bucks. And some of the companies that have actually raised money from VCs include the likes of Wasoko, Twiga, Sandy, Kai Garden, and so many other businesses. MGAS au pia ni VC. Most of these big businesses, nikosha tu ukienda uchunguze vizuri kwa watu kama mkopo, utapata VC yako hapo ndani. The likes of Aspira, they are an established business. If you have a real estate project and we are talking about multi-unit apartments, then these are simply the people to go for, because for them wanaangalia, once your business is running for the next 5 years, when are we going to exit and how are we going to get our money back? They are simply looking at one thing and one thing alone: return on investment. Hawaangaliangi vitu zingine. Hawa ndio wale unasikianga, you get money from them, you mess up the money and they sell you out, ama hata wanakurusha nje, wanakuvuta kwa kampuni. Unaweza uliza watu kama Steve Jobs, watakwambia vile kunaendanga na watu kama hao. So even though alikufa, sasa huyu hawezi muuliza, but there are so many people who can tell you stories about. So you need to be very careful when you're approaching a VC. Always make sure that when approach VC ukiwa uko sure. And I always know that by the time you reach a certain level, especially you are going to the VCs, you are no longer the rookie entrepreneur or the startup entrepreneur. Wewe uko ile level fulani sasa ya wale mabazu wenye unasikianga sasa, the ones who are now selling the dream of entrepreneurship. Usually you have been in the industry for not less than 5 to 7 years. Most of the people who usually seek funding to VCs. Rarely will you find a person who has been in business for less than 3 years na VC fund. Ni ngumu sana, not unless it's a very, very, very credible idea with not a lot of competition and with quite, in fact, VC anatakanga kujua kitu moja. Anatakanga tu kujua what is the total available market that your product or service is going to actually service or is going to actually dominate. Hiyo ndio kitu yenye wanaangalianga sana sana. The key to success is always looking for a strategy that goes hand in hand with your objectives and with your ambitions and with your type of business. Not every type of business or not every strategy of raising capital is compatible with all types of businesses, depending on your level of entrepreneurship, depending on the level of your business, depending on the stage of your business. You can actually utilize some of these different strategies in order to go there and raise capital. Now, mumerealize kitu moja by the end of this video. You do not need the money in order to get the capital. You just need to be smart about it as an entrepreneur and have a clear set purpose or goal that is actually going to feel persuasive to the investor ndio aweze actually kuachilia pesa yake. Juu hakuna entrepreneur mwenye ni successful amerun hiyo biashara na kai-establish na pesa yake peke yake kutoka kwa mfuko. I don't think I've seen anyone, and if there is anyone, if you have established your business from stage 0 up to where you are currently are with just your own money, then feel free to comment on the section below, and I believe you will have inspired so many entrepreneurs who are looking forward to get value from this channel. And the last but not least, which is the bonus. The bonus is as simple as this. The last and the best way of raising capital is by simply self-funding or bootstrapping. Wengine wanaitanga self-funding, wengine wanaitanga bootstrapping. So this simply means utilizing all the resources that you have in order to establish your business. Kama unataka kuanza biashara ya grocery na una pesa na mko na shamba, enda ushago ukalime. Kama uko na dhao moja ama dhao mbili, nunua fertilizer, ama dhao tano, nunua fertilizer, panda hizo nyanya, vuna, pata hiyo capital, sasa anzisha hiyo mkawa yako yenye unaanzisha. Kama uko na savings zako mahali, go take those savings, start your business. If you don't have the savings, but I mentioned there are different forms of capital. You might have inventory, you might have cash, you might have human capital. So you just need to look around at all the necessary resources that you need in order to establish your business. Ndio toke ile level ya pre-seed, uingie sasa ile level ya seed, because the chances of you being funded are higher kuanzia seed stage, either it is seed stage 1, seeding stage 2, ama sasa umeingia series A ama umeingia series B. Those are the most yani ukifika hapo wewe jua opportunities zako za kufandiwa na most of these different types of different types of investors, jua ziko juu. Lakini kama bado uko pale kwa pre-seed, you have an idea, tafadhali self-fund yourself, invest in your own capital, invest in your own working hours. And I always advise you, wengi mmezoea kuwekelea do na kuja unaambia mtu wao sijui put in sijui 100,000 or 50,000. Tafadhali, when you are pitching to somebody about your business, this is how you go about it. I have invested 100,000 Kenya shillings in my business. It has been running for more than 6 months. I have invested more than 1,000 working hours. I have this and this and that. This is my business plan. Yani you have things, at least you have things figured out, and that's why this video is for you. And if you have watched until the end, I really believe that this last bit of information is going to be very valuable for you. So if you have received value from our video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can share our channel with your friends and family or with other entrepreneurs, and don't forget to hit the notification bell below so that you may receive more valuable content. Stay tuned, and I will see you in our next video.